Have you ever felt, I don't know, just stuck? Like you're chasing something that you're sure is going to make you happy, but it just leaves you feeling empty and wanting more? Well, today we're going to get to grips with that exact feeling. We're going to dive into a really powerful way to understand and ultimately abandon those harmful cravings, and we'll be using the clear, practical framework from the RAF to Freedom program. You know, this quote from Eric Hoffer just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It perfectly captures that feeling of being on a treadmill, just running and running towards a sense of satisfaction that somehow never quite arrives. The RAFT program, which stands for Recognize, Abandon, Freedom, and Train, is designed to help us step off that treadmill for good. And let's be honest, so many of us know this feeling inside and out. It's this endless hamster wheel of wanting something, getting it, and then almost immediately wanting something else. It is exhausting, and it can feel so personal. Yeah, when we're right in the thick of it, these urges, these familiar patterns of escape, they feel like they are us. They can be completely overwhelming, and it feels like we're just locked in this constant draining battle with ourselves. But what if there's another way to look at all this? The RAFT program suggests that maybe we need to look just beneath the surface to understand the hidden current that's actually pulling us along. And this right here is a game-changing insight. Gotama, the Buddha, taught that there is a huge difference between the unavoidable pain of life and the extra, totally avoidable suffering that we tend to pile on top. And he identified that extra suffering comes from one specific place: craving. Okay, so to make this super clear, the RAFT program uses this great metaphor. Think of the first reality, the fact that life has pain and disappointment, as the dangerous shore. It's just there, it's a given. But the second reality, that's the powerful current of our own craving and our reactions. It's that current that keeps pulling us back to the dangerous shore, trapping us in these whirlpools of suffering we don't need to be in. So if craving is the real problem, then the solution isn't just to, fight it harder. It's about making a really radical shift in how we see the whole thing in the first place. This is the question that really changes everything. What if that intense pull, that feeling you just have to have something, what if it isn't some deep personal flaw in you? What if it's something else entirely? See, we are so used to seeing this through one lens. This is my craving, and when I give in, that's my failure. The RAFT program invites us to shift to a completely different view, to just observe the experience as craving is arising. All of a sudden, it becomes this impersonal event, just a temporary process passing through, not some permanent part of who we are. And this little shift from my craving to craving is arising, it's not just a mental trick. It's a profound change that actually creates space. It lets us watch the urge without getting all tangled up in shame or blame. We can just see it for what it is, a temporary wave passing through our awareness, not some fatal flaw in our character. Okay, so if craving is this impersonal process, what is it actually made of? The RAFT program points us to 3 distinct flavors of craving that Gotama originally identified. These are basically the 3 main channels that powerful current flows through. You've got the desire for pleasant feelings, the desire for things to be a certain way, and, interestingly, the desire for things to just stop existing. Let's break that down a bit. So craving for sensual pleasures, that's pretty straightforward. Wanting delicious food, hearing great music, that kind of thing. Then there's craving for existence. This one's deeper. It's that need for status, for recognition, for control over our lives. And finally, there's the craving for non-existence, which is that powerful urge to escape pain, to numb ourselves out, to just avoid difficult feelings altogether. And what's amazing is that this isn't just ancient philosophy. It lines up perfectly with what modern evolutionary psychology tells us. These cravings aren't personal failings. They are deeply wired survival programs that have kind of gone haywire in our modern world. These 3 ancient compulsions are what power the whole thing. Our drive to protect and promote ourselves, well, that shows up as that craving for existence, our need for safety and status. And our drive to satisfy, to find pleasure and avoid pain, that fuels both our desire for sensual things and that urge to escape into non-existence. Just knowing this is about biology really helps take the personal sting out of it. So now that we have this understanding, how do we actually use it? Well, we move from trying to fight the current to learning how to navigate it, skillfully. This quote by Jon Kabat-Zinn is the absolute perfect metaphor here. The goal isn't to make the ocean of your mind totally flat. That's impossible. The real goal is to learn how to surf the waves of craving when they show up, using balance, skill, and awareness. So, how do we surf? The Raft program gives us some key practices. First, we just mindfully watch the craving without jumping to act on it. We build up a sense of acceptance, not fighting it, but not giving in either. Then we actively start to replace those unhelpful patterns with healthier ones. And this is crucial. If we fall off the board, we reflect on it with compassion, not blame, and just get ready to catch the next wave. This whole process, it really is a journey. It's not some quick fix, but it is a real path toward genuine freedom from the cycles that cause us so much pain. And you know what the best part is? You do not have to figure this out on your own. This entire explainer is based on the incredible Raft to Freedom workbook written by Dr. Catherine Jacob and Vince Cullen, and they have generously made all 67 chapters completely free online as a gift to the world. You can find the entire program and start your own journey at rafttofreedom.org. It is just an amazing resource for anyone who's looking to move from suffering toward a real sense of well-being. And as we wrap up, I just want to leave you with this question to reflect on. Maybe take a moment and really feel into it. How does that expansive, wholesome desire for true freedom feel in your body, compared to that tight, demanding pull of a familiar craving? Just noticing that difference, that's a huge step on the path. Because in the end, as the great Thich Nhat Hanh reminds us, this journey isn't about restriction, it's about letting go. And it's in that act of letting go that we find the freedom that is the only real foundation for a happy life.